Go.
Hey everybody, Keith Elder Rock back here with Arcade Laboratories. Moving on with this Williams board. So just spent the last video, we did a continuity test and we checked all the circuits. All the traces are good. I've got most of these pads cleaned up, tested. So now we're ready to start soldering in our new parts. So yeah, let's just get to it. This is just a continuation for the Williams Power Supply board that I'm going to use to power the Williams games that I have. And then in another video, I should say anything, there's a Transformer special coming. Going to do a Transformer special. Stand by for that. This needs a Transformer, right? No, Power Supply, whatever. We're going to use the original Transformer. So, okay, let's get started. All right, down to the board. I think we're going to start with diodes first. That's a 4001s. So let's just get things going here. Okay. I got my producer director helping. She's running the camera and doing a great job. Okay. All right, so I got my blueprints here. I kind of have mental notes. I got some notes over there, so hopefully get everything in the right way. I got my nice pliers here. Okay, let's just start at the beginning. D1. All right. Size them up. Does it look okay? Do I need to keep my hands out? I like my parts to be nice and even, either like centered where they need to be or offset kind of where they need to be. But and I like the bends, I like my bends to be nice. All right, so cathode that way. I might have bent him wrong. Yes, I did. Yep, I bent him wrong. I didn't give him enough. Here we go. Gonna turn into a 20-minute video, me getting my parts perfect, but that's part of the game, right? You want to do good quality work, even if you have to. Yeah, what I like to do is just use I can use my tool as kind of like my pliers as a guide where they need to be. So it looks about like one full nip over. I'll just wait. Okay. So you want to make sure that you get your diodes in going the right direction. So basically the band on your diode is going to match up to the, well, you can look at your schematics like I am, but a lot of this got silk screening on the board so you don't forget, but they're not. Just make sure that they're correct if you use them. I have not worked on any myself, but I've heard that some of the silk screening is not good. Okay, let's kind of snug these through. Yep, I still didn't get that bend absolutely perfect. Not off to a good start, am I? That's okay. That's nice. Right. Yep. Pull him in a little and he'll be fine. I don't mind if they're, there we go. I don't mind if they're a little tight. Then it's not so bad when I try to hold them. And before I solder them, if they are tight, I like my leads to be nice and straight. Yeah, that's nice. All right. I'll get that diode. Okay, so that was diode 1. Then we got 2 right here. Diode bridge, actually. Okay. And I think these are a little bit tighter. Yeah, these will be just a little bit tighter of a bend. Here's a 4001. All right, yep, I like nice clean bends. Okay, anode cathode. Yeah, but I still think I got that one a little bit. Nope, she's good. Okay. Get the next one. Yeah, just hanging out. I know the last video was a lot of desoldering, and it was way too long of a video. But that's okay. Maybe somebody can learn some stuff. That was a pretty good desolder video. You can see me manhandle the rectifier at the end. Okay, get this guy in. Anode cathode looking good. Kind of pull him through. Good, nice and tight. Okay, so I think that's the only diode kind of resistor part. That's the only kind of passive. So let's go ahead and we'll just solder them now. Yeah, I don't know. I have a variety of soldering methods I use. And again, kind of like I was talking in my desoldering video, kind of depends the board. Can you see down? You can see down in there like that with my glass down? Cool. I wasn't sure if my magnifying glass was going to get in the way. Yeah, learning how to make these videos. We're going to get better, guys. Anyway, so let's get these guys soldered. No, I'm not using any flux because this board is super clean, and I have a nice rosin core wire that I'm using that's pretty popular here in Thailand, and it works pretty well. It flows pretty well. So let's just get things started here. I like to put the wire down, bring my heat up on it, and you see the hole filled in, and then I like to add. I'm going to show you that again. It's going to be harder here when we get into the bigger parts. Yep, I think it moved a little, but that's okay. Put my wire, see I put my wire down, I bring the heat, like chop it down, and then give it a second, see, then it fills the hole, and then kind of up at the end. I'm going to hit this one again. I can get a little bit more. There we go. All right. So, see it filled in the hole, through hole, add, and good. See, give it a second. Yeah, every board has its own feel. Every board has its own feel. But that's why I like cleaning them so well. When you have a really clean board, man, it just makes it awesome. Now clipping, I don't know. I go right down loosely to the top of the solder. That's where I go, and I save my legs for jumpers and stuff. Okay, 3 diodes in. Hopefully they didn't move. Nothing sucks worse like you solder it in and you flip it over and they move. Okay, there we go. I think we're good on the diodes. So next, let's go after... Now, in yesterday's video, remember I said I wasn't going to replace these 2 IC sockets because the socket side looked good. Well, on the solder side, they were really corroded badly. And, oh crap, you know what? Let's see. I am pretty sure I might have to go off. Nope, I'm right. Yep. Pin 1 up here. Pin 1 up there. So let's get these 2 IC sockets put in. And then usually I have my lovely assistant like hold those in while I tack them, but she's busy running the camera. So I got some black electrical tape. It's like it's an off-brand electrical tape here in Thailand, and it's not sticky. It's sticky. It works perfect for this. It don't leave like a residue. If it left any kind of residue on the board, I would not use it, but it's sticky enough, just sticky enough to hold everything in. But what I like to do I'm kind of old and set in my ways. I don't need that. I don't need that for this guy. So I like to tack them in. So get the wire down, let it fill, add. So I like to tack in opposite corners to hold it. Ooh. With these, in this power supply, the rails are going to be a little bit bigger than normal. Maybe not on these rails. And I like to tack them in and have a look. Make sure that the IC is flat. I like to make sure that the IC is flat and not one side is raised up or down. Check again for orientation. Orientation, good to go. So let's solder this dude in. Ooh, keep changing my angles on my camera gal. There we go. All right. I should not need magnifying glass for this. All right. It's pretty big. Yeah, I don't have the fan on. Honey, can you turn on the exhaust? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, really, safety is kind of a big thing, right? We should be safe. Yeah, I know it's probably a little background noise, but you know what? I'm not breathing it, so. Yeah, these rails are just a little bigger than normal, so we're just gonna be patient. I'm not gonna fly through them like I normally do. So I want to make sure it gets a nice. I want to make sure it gets a nice fillet. That those pads we just cleaned get a new coat of solder, nice fresh coat of solder on them. We're gonna hit this one again. Ooh, okay. I'm adding probably a little bit more than what I usually do, but that's okay. I'm using my chisel point, but I like it. It works good. Yeah, I can feel that getting some heat build up in there is fine. Yeah, I'm going to probably use this power supply. I'm probably going to keep this one for my personal and then use it to actually run games that I work and test on. So it's good practice. I would rebuild anybody else's just like I would mine. See, I can tell that that's cold from just getting on it a little bit. Yeah, the rails are big. I'm gonna like preheat it. And we're gonna add our solder. And we're gonna come in. Yep, just be patient. It's okay. Hopefully those look okay. I can see that pretty good. Yeah, we got some heat in there. That's fine. Let's just get this one since we're here. They share one. All right, I'm just gonna give him a nice. Wait. Yeah, those rails are thick. I want to get some over here. Do that solder mask. There we go. Make these. This is a voltage regulator. These are voltage regulator sockets. So these guys are important that they have a good connection. They have an important job. They regulate your gain voltage for your regulated power supplies. So these create I call them the rails. These call it, yeah, your voltage limits for your output. So yeah, sockets can get nasty too and cause all kinds of problems. So these need to be kind of like how we were talking earlier, low resistance. Yeah. For what I am seeing, I love working on clean boards. They solder so nicely. Okay, give that an inspection. I'm gonna check those. Sorry if you can't see it, but I need to check my work, right? Yeah, those look good. Check them for shorts or jumpers in between. Yeah, those are pretty good. I don't know if you can see that, but okay. Cool. So sockets in. So now I'm going to go after the capacitors. Let's just start. Well, maybe we should start with. Let's do these. Let's do these guys. Let's do these ceramic capacitors, or actually resistors. I'm sorry. Okay, where's my notes here? Oh, grab these up. R14. I guess I can. Yeah, I'm working off. I got my schematics here. Just to double check myself. So I've been kind of working off this parts bill of material. And it's nice. Let's do R14. Find R14 in here. I actually think R14 is down here. Because there's one. There he is. R14.27. 5 watt. That's the two. That is the 0.15. We're going to get to him in a minute. 0.27 right here. So that's R14, R14, 0.27, 0.27. I don't know. I kind of want to throw the meter on that just to make sure. I have it on ohms. Let's see what it buzzes out at. I actually don't think we're going to get a good reading until it powers on. Pretty much reading. Let's see what the last one, the one I pulled. Where's the old one? Let's measure him too. All right. Yeah, so these are just going to read pretty much open. But I think you have to have some current going through them. So, okay, let's continue. R14, let's get him in. Yeah, same deal. I like to kind of center him. So he's actually pretty close to the thickness of his body. So what I like to do, I like just to make a roll down. And if it's not straight, just kind of make it straight. And then you can, when you bend it, it looks good. You can just kind of give him a roll down. Yep. I think he'll fit good. And then, see, I like my stuff to look symmetrical as possible. OCD. But on the bench, it's not a bad thing, is it? Kind of same deal, like positioning it. Get it nice and straight. Okay, R14. Let's go R6. We'll just get a couple of them put in at the same time. R6. He is the 2 ohm 5 watt. What do you want to just have up here? 2 ohm 5 watt. This guy. 2 ohm 5 watt. Okay, he goes here. So see, I think he's a little shorter. So he's going to have, yeah, I just kind of get it lined up on there, then kind of imagine how the thickness from my pair of pliers to the hole and count that much, like when I grab it from my bins. Yeah, I used to be a welder. I used to fabricate metal, and I like electronics. I like the mechanics too, but I did that when I was young for a long time. I was a welder for a long time. Okay, so we'll go about there. Give him a nice clean bend. So we're going to go about there. nice clean bend. And I like them straight this way too. I like them straight that way and straight that way. All right. And straight this way too. I like them to be level. I like the leads to be level. There you go. That looks pretty good. And will it fit? Yep. Okay. That was R6, the 2 watt. Okay, and then we have the R15. Now, the R15 I wanted to talk about a little bit. R15. Nope. Because I could not find a direct replacement for him. And I'm going to show you what I come up with. R15 right here. 2 R15. 2 ohm. You know what? What's going on here? It's a 2 ohm. 0.12. R15. R15 should be a 0.12 ohm. And that's why I got this guy. 0.1. I got a 0.1. R15. That doesn't make. Why is he different? Did I not see that he was not called out that? Let me go back and check these. R14. 0.27. R6. 2 ohm. And that's R6. R14. R15. I might have a wrong part here, guys. 2 ohm resistor, 5%, 5 watt. 15 and what is that? 6 and I'm not reading it right. 2.0. Oh, you know what? Now I see it. It's not 2. It's 0.12 on J6 or R6. This guy. Oops. So this guy actually goes over here. He's R15. So hopefully, let's see. Maybe the holes are lined up. Yeah, it was just small print, guys. Just small print. There we go. Okay, so yes, R6, 0.12 ohms, 5%. So they did not have 0.12, but they had 0.1, and I'm going to go with it. It's just a little bit off, but I looked at it in the circuit for R6, and they're giving I actually marked it. I actually marked it up. R6. Let's see. Yeah, R6 is either, yep, he's here. 0.12, 5%, and that 5% is getting us closer to 0.1 than it is to 0.15. So I did get a 0.15, so I was going to look at the circuit, see what it was doing, and seeing if I had some wiggle room there for voltage. But we're just going to roll with that, and we're going to roll with that. And, okay, 0.12. This one's actually pre-bent perfectly. Okay. So he's kind of tight. He'll stay in there. Turning that fan down, honey. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Not sorry about the fan. because it keeps me healthy. Yeah, people are going to say, hey, using a fan? Yeah, I'm using a fan. I'm not sitting here breathing it, though, so I'll take it. Let's just get some tape on there and hold him in. Now, these are going to be thicker leads, so these are going to be, okay. Might take us a little longer to solder these. Actually, too, I'm going to grab my thicker soldering iron, or wire. This is 1.2 mm. I thought I had, what is this one? 0.8. And this is my 0.6. Okay, we're going to use a 0.8. That's just a little bit thicker than the 0.6, and we need that extra material. I want that extra material. Got big pads. Going to have a lot of heat in there, so might as well use it. Okay, I want to get this guy before the tape gives out. So before I even add any of my solder, I hate to do it, I'm gonna go ahead and preheat the pad a little. If I had my big weller at home, you know, it wouldn't be any problem. Just solder it right up like normal, but I don't want to get in a hurry. There we go. Same method. Come in on the wire. Yeah, that looks nice. All right. I'm going to just heat that up just a little. Come down, I can see the solder render. Yep. Beautiful. Okay. This one here is going to take a little bit of heat. Look at that big. So when you get on here, you have this whole big metal, you have this whole big track it's going to absorb your heat and pull the heat away from your leg. That's why I like the chisel point. I put the flat end up on the pin and the flat end down on the pad, and kind of heat them both. And then when both parts are heated, then you can get really nice penetration. Yeah, just kind of put some solder under there, see if it was rendering. It is. Kind of, that's a nice hot weld, or solder. Call it weld. I'm going to preheat this guy just a second. Yep. Come down, filled the through hole. I think I'm just going to give him another flow. Okay. I might give him another flow too, just to make sure. I totally cleaned those off, so there's room for solder there. We'll have to see what those look like when we flip them over. Okay. Let's get this guy over here. Same deal. I'm just going to preheat him a little and give him a nice solder. Yep, let that pre-solder flow down in there. All right, actually looks pretty good. Let me look at that before I snip those. Check them, make sure they're not cold. I could tell by the way it flowed, they should not be cold. But sometimes the metal of the legs, these legs are like corroded sometimes. So you want to make sure those are halfway decent shape. I like them. Okay, let's flip it over to see, make sure none of them moved. Yeah, I've been using like the same piece of tape like for 2 months. I just keep it taped over there. It doesn't leave any sticky or nothing. Yeah, those look good. Nice and straight. Nice and straight. Nice and straight. Even. Looks like we got some okay flow through the top. Let's we're gonna snip those. I'm gonna, like these, I go down and just up a fuzz. I like to go all the way down and just up, probably an mm or so down, and then up just a little, because I like them all to be the same height. And then on the power supply, or yeah, it looks okay. Okay, I can go all the way down and just up, probably 2 mm. Down, up. Yeah, because I realized if you snip them down close, like you could nip your solder fillet, which might make it easier to cause cracks down the line. Let's check out this side. I could probably solder them in on this side too, and I think I will, just for good measure, because these resistors are coming straight off of the emitter of the transistors. So like R6, this bottom one, he's taking all of that voltage out of the emitter before it passes to your header pins and out for your 5 volts regulated. So he's gonna be like a high work. So we'll go ahead and hit the top of him. We'll hit the top of these. Probably overkill, but for anesthetic, not anesthetics, this is just for good. I want a nice solid solder joint. Okay. Yeah, this one's going to be a little hot. I have to get it a little warmed up here. Big power plane. I have no problem soldering on this solder side. If it helps us get a better connection, it's going to make our power supply run more stable, cooler, and pretty much, you know, we're talking longevity of your power supply. Alright, let's get in here. Oh, he's ready. He's ready. Go, go, go. Alright. Okay, and then we'll get this one. Yes, you can tell me. She's over there like working the camera because I got my hands in the way. It's funny. You can talk. We're not like Hollywood here. All right. I will accept that. This one here. I think I'm just gonna roll with that. It's a. Well, let me hit him again. He got a little bit more solder on one side than the other. Yeah, he's gonna be a little bit more tough. There you go. Okay, kind of got him build up okay, but we'll get the header pin in there. That's fine. Kind of ugly, but it's heavy duty. That's what I care about. Okay, so those guys are in. Let's start here and go after all the capacitors now. Okay, so I'm gonna go after capacitor 3. Capacitor 4. Let's see, actually capacitor 4, capacitor 6, and capacitor 7. Okay, let's just start up here in the corner. C3. Now I already have another cheat sheet for C3. 100 microfarad, 50 volts. 100 microfarad, 50 volts, probably one of these guys. See back here, I got all my parts already laid out. 125, which I might have got because if they didn't have the 50s. Right. Okay. Oop. Okay, what is this guy? That's the 5047. That's the 47. That's not what we want. There's a 25. A 25-100. 25-100. So I got they call for 25 volt and they had 50 volts in them, so I was going to replace them with 50 volters and they did not have them, so But we're okay to go. We're okay to go with the 25 volters because that's what they call out in the bill of materials. And I think being rebuilt with the new matching transformer, where this guy goes, there shouldn't be much danger of. If it goes over 25 volts and blows this, something bad happened. Okay, so we're just going to get him poked. And I like to leave him up a little. I don't like to leave them. I don't like to have them. And again, you want to line up long side to your positive. You guys know that. Or maybe you're new. So yeah, just double check, make sure the long side is your positive, and it says right on the canister too, there's a negative bar strip that goes to the short lead. And I already buzzed this out, and I know the silk screening is okay, so we're gonna roll with it. And so there's that. Okay, C2 is our 47 microfarad. It had a 63 volt, but they didn't have 63 volts, so I got a 50 volt, which is what it calls out for. Okay, positive into the positive hole here. Long leg, positive. Same deal with my capacitors. I like them to be all nice and straight and in a row. Okay, C4. Now he's going to have a higher spec one in. 330 microfarad, 25 volt what it calls for. No, 10 volt what it calls for, and I have a 25 volt. So I think it's a 330. I think it's this guy. 330, 25 volt. Okay. And he's going to go, that was C4. That was C4. His position is here. C4. Let's just double check again, because C4, yep, 330 microfarad, 10 volt. C4, okay. Just wanted to make sure, because the size, like this guy, he goes all the way down flat, but when we solder him, we'll make sure he's up a little bit, so if he starts leaking, he don't automatically like start destroying everything under that cap. At least the owner can kind of inspect and might be able to catch any kind of damage if you leave a little space in there. Excuse me, just had Thai food again. This stuff is so spicy and delicious. Okay, and then C6, just double checking myself. 1,000, you know what, I don't have this one. 1,000 microfarad, 25 volt is the only one that we're not gonna be able to do, which is a real bummer because I gotta order that. They didn't have that one at the market, actually. Okay, so let's just stick with those. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. We can do one more. We can do the C7. That's another 100 microfarad, 25 volts. Okay, and that goes here. Okay, these guys, I just kind of like to wiggle them down. I like to wiggle them down and kind of bend the pins as I go. So I'm gonna do my normal method with you guys. Usually my girlfriend will hold these in there for me, but she's running the camera. I think I got the capacitors under control. So since I'm a ultra weirdo, we're going to solder one side, just kind of tack one side, and then make sure they're straight, and then come back and lock them in and solder them down. I don't worry too much. Like this one, I want a little bit of space. So that's fine, about like that. And then, let me just get in here. Just to tack them down. Just to tack them down, just so I can do like a final position on the capacitors. Yep, thick. Okay. this guy. They don't look like they held up, kind of, from moving too much. Okay, so let's go back up on top. Go back up top, make sure they're straight. See, they got kind of crooked. I like them to be, I left the legs a little long on those, but that's okay. I call it like maintenance preventative. Now you can kind of see under there if you have any leakage coming. Yeah, it creates potential shorts, but there's all kinds of potential shorts on here. So like get them straight that way, get them straight this way. And it just makes your final finished product look so much better. Man, it looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do, I'll come back now to the other side, the side that I did not tack in. I'll get him. Yeah, that's pretty much my method, but I like my parts to be straight. Okay, so now we got that, got it locked in. We'll come back and give our tacked side one going over. Oops. Okay, that side was tacked. It just takes. Nope, he has just a little bit much on him. Sorry about that, guys. I hate when I do that. I just wanted to make sure. Yep, just gonna take a second for that heat to get down in that through hole with all the rail there. Yeah, we're gonna preheat him. Okay, there he went. Wait. There we go. Yeah, you have to just use common sense. Yep. Okay, let me take a look at that. This one we can get. Let me get this guy just a little more. Yes. He just has a little bit of extra pad showing. Since I cleaned him, I want to make sure I get the solder to the outside of all these pads. It's okay to like have some clean pad showing, but I just want to make sure that no corrosion or anything could come onto any of those surfaces not retinned. Most of them got retinned. So same deal. I'm just going to go down and just up a fuzz. Just barely a fuzz. Down and then down and up a fuzz. I think they look, these cutters, or maybe it's the cutters, I probably need some new cutters. But if I go down all the way, it like makes it look real flat. I don't like it when I inspect. I think it's better to have just a little bit of a nub, then you can kind of see around it. Not that you can't see around it when it's flush, but I think it's just probably my cutters. Down, I'm just using my hand, just bringing it up just a little. Okay, lets me know that all of my stuff is, yeah, it looks pretty good. Yep. Yeah, nice fresh solder. Kind of bigger fillets, but it's okay, it's power supply. Alright, so we got these capacitors, so I could do C10. C10 is the 22 microfarad 10 volt Is that one of these guys? 22 microfarad, 35 volt. Yep. So I can use him. That's why he's originally calls for a. Let's see. He originally calls for a 16 volt. I'm using a 35 volt. That's what came out of it. Okay, that was C10. Yep, 22 microfarad, 10 volt, C10 right here. C10 capacitor. Okay, just want to make sure I'm getting it in the right spot. And there's another capacitor on here. Where are you? Capacitor. It is C13. I think he's C13. Oh, he's the big one, duh. We got this one, 4700 micro at C13 microfarads. Okay. So he's a big boy. So I did go with the Elna brand because it's kind of what they sell here in Thailand. And they have, you know, they're not like the big four, the Rubicons and the Panasonics, but these are a solid resistor if they're legit. These are easily counterfeited, but if they're legit, they have a very low ESR, and still they use these a lot in audio amplifiers, so I don't really have any problem. Nice bend, huh? I really don't have any problem using those in my power supply. Yeah, it was a nice bend. Okay. Yep, nice bend. So we're going to go ahead and get one side of these guys locked in. And then that's why I like my blocks. I can use them. Let me see if I can get the camera in there and some light on there. Yeah, it's nighttime here in Thailand. Okay, I think we're going to go with this one first. Give him some heat, preheat action. Yeah, just a small solder gun. These are strong enough pads and through holes, and they can take a little bit more heat than like PCB pads and through holes. Okay, same deal. I'm just going to kind of check it. Check the position. Check it to one way. Check it the other. Okay. Okay. All right. I like that. So let's go ahead and finish these capacitors. Yep. There's the one. So let's get the tacked side. Finish him. Okay. Preheat here a little. So when I get she rendered down. Okay. This guy's going to require a bit of heat too. Yeah, we can't get to the part side and solder these, so we want to make sure. Probably where some flux would have come in handy. Probably could have used some flux and maybe got better through hole. But being clean like this, I'm okay. Especially taking my time. Okay. Come up a little. those out. Yeah, those look good. Those look pretty good, pretty darn good. See now all of our capacitors, right from the get-go, they were soldered in the right position. So looks pretty good. All right, so I think that's as far as capacitors go, because I need one more. I need another capacitor. Actually, no, there's a capacitor. Yeah, that's right, capacitor 14. 22 microfarad. No, 220. Is that a 220? I can't tell. Capacitor 14, 220. What do I got for C14? Well, I got a 22 microfarad. I can't tell. That might not be a 22 C10. Yeah, I might have made another mistake here. Oh, one's a 220, one's a 22. Hopefully I didn't just solder the wrong one in. I bet I did. No, I did not. There's a 22 microfarad, maybe 22 microfarad. Let's see what the old one was. 2216. 47. 150. I didn't have these marked, but okay. Yeah, it's good. Oh, 220. Yeah, there is a 220 on here. Shoot. Yeah, well, on my parts list when I went shopping, I put 220 microfarad, and then the next line 220 microfarad. Okay, let's take a break here. I actually think I have one, so let's take a break here. We'll come back, move on to the. We'll come back and we'll move on to the rectifiers. Okay, gonna do the bridge rectifier, the diode bridge, two bridge rectifiers, a diode bridge, and voltage regulator. Get these transistors on and header pins. I think that'll be about it. So I got the this is the 12 volt regulator on, and he's in. He needs soldered, and then I put oh, that guy is for the negative 5 volt diode bridge. So let's get those two soldered in, then we'll go after the big one, after the big rectifier. Okay, so these guys quite beefy and big. So let's get on here. We're gonna have to get some heat. I know we're gonna have to get some heat on here with my little gun. Yeah, just a small gun. I think it's, what is it, 25 or 30 watt? Oh, it's a 20 watt. So 20 to 130 watt Heiko. That's good, but there's a lot of rail here. I keep saying that. So basically you have a long pin. I don't know if you can see it now why this is heating up. You have a long pin, and that's going to be your positive, lines up with the positive silk screen, and that's going to be a big part of your rectifier circuit. There she goes. All right. Okay. Probably heated up that whole rectifier, holding in my heat on there that long. But you want these to be nice, and you want a good fillet, you want good through hole penetration. Should probably be using some flux, but I'm not. You guys can get me down below. This one here, I think the leg was just, there we go. I'm gonna give this one another little wiggle. There we go. Yes, baby, turn on the exhaust, please. Yes. Yeah, I don't like reading that stuff. Okay. Those are pretty good. Okay, let's get this. Yeah, 20, I'm sorry, negative 5 volt. Get this negative 5 volt bridge diode put in. Probably could get better through hole penetration. Now I'm kind of worried about not using flux, but that's okay. It's a nice clean board. Taking my time, giving it plenty of time to make it down through the through hole, so it should be okay. So on this side, yeah, you just want to make sure you match up on the button style rectifiers, diode bridges. There's a plus sign, positive. Line it up with your positive in your circuit. Same deal with this guy. I think pin one, positive, you have a notched edge on him. So you have a notched edge that signifies the positive and pin 1 on him. So that's fine. Negative, negative. Okay, so now on, let's clip him actually. Let me get under here and look at him. Yeah, those are nice. Beefy, heavy duty. That's some good burn in. I want to get this. Let me get this positive one here just a little more on this back side. See, there's just a lot of material there to have to get warm. I want to get him a little on the back side here. You got to be careful taking your reflowing. You just want to make sure. There we go. That is where I wanted it. Perfect. Nice big beefy fillet. Good deal. Yeah, because that's going to handle pretty much all of your AC coming in. All of your AC is going to come into here, DC out. So again, you want to have these guys just, resistance as low as possible. You don't want your work to be the weak link. All right. Yeah, I think I need a new pair of snippers. Those are making pretty flat. Pretty flat. I'm going to come up maybe like 2 on that one. Bam. I'm just going to come out just a fuzz. Bam. At least then I know like all of my pins are uniform across the top. All right, let me check those out again. Yeah, I think I need a new pair of clippers, but that looks pretty darn good. Okay, voltage regulator, 5 volt voltage regulator. Okay, so I may have to pause the video because I don't remember. We have a 1 on this voltage regulator. This where is he? He is going to be, I was just on him earlier probing around. VR1. I thought he was down here. 5 volt voltage regulator. Oh, he's right here. All right. See, when I was buzzing it out, it didn't make much sense. Okay. 0 volts. Okay. In, out. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay, I'm going to take a break on this. I need to check, make sure I know which way this transistor goes in. Okay. See you in a minute. to take a break because I had to look at the schematic again, and I kind of was onto this during buzzing it out, but now that I'm actually soldering the parts in, I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see on the blueprint for the 7905, they have the input and the output reversed. So that was kind of throwing me off. They had pin 2, they actually showed pin 3 as the input and pin 2 as the output. And actually it's pin 2 is the input and pin 3 is the output, and I can prove it. And we can prove it because we have our, looking on the back side, this is pin 1 of 1, that's your power. Pin 2, that's your input. So pin 2, just like in the print, pin 2, this side of the voltage regulator goes to pin 3 of the diode bridge. So pin 2 going to the diode bridge, and then pin 3 going to the -5 volt regulated line. So I got my transistor in here the right way, but the drawing was wrong. Hopefully that helps you. Somebody probably already saw that and called it out, but I missed it and I just caught it again. So okay, let's just get going again on this. We're going to, yeah, just continue soldering. Continue soldering. And okay. Okay, let me get that. That looks pretty good. I just want to make sure my center there we go, beautiful. Make sure those are not touching at all. Those look great. Heavy duty. Heavy duty. Okay, there's the voltage regulator. It kind of threw me. That print was off. That print was off. Oh well, that's what we do. Hey, look. That's why we double check things. I was kind of onto that when I was definitely onto that when I was buzzing it out in the earlier video, but okay, that's the voltage regulator. Nice and straight. Yeah, I got some really good through hole penetration on the solder. Looks great on the part side. Okay, so let's go for the 150 150 volt voltage regulator. This is for the rectifier for the 5 volt circuit. So let's get him in. The 90 turned spade is your key, so you can't really jack it up, and it does have a plus orientation and a plus silk screen, but take all your silk screens, like I said, with a grain of salt. Just verify. That's kind of the best way. All right, he fit down in there pretty good. Now he was soldered in crooked from the factory. Let's see. I don't think we. Yeah, let's try to get him. I want to get the spades. I want to get him nice and level. I don't think he should be flat to the board, but we can get him to stay. You don't want him crooked like he was. I don't like that. Get him nice and straight. I'm going to get it where the fat part of the spades are making contact. Then we can get a nice solder. There we go, that's perfect. Wait, let's get him, yeah, high quality work, hitting stuff all around. Okay, and you can see like the white part of the spade should be about flush to the pad. I'll just use my small wire for now. And I think we're just going to solder down the side. Actually, let me look at that again. Maybe we should go. I think I want to get it. Yeah, there's all kinds of tabs and markings, so you can set it anywhere you want. Make sure that you have it level. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with my original call. I think I'm just going to set them all the wide part of the spade just flush. And this one's being stubborn again like last night. It's like, there we go. Wait, no, I went too far. I think what we're going to do, I think we're just going to get it in there close and tack it in. That one right there is just, there we go. There we go. There we go. I bet that's pretty close. Not really. I'm going to tack in, which way is it off? Okay. Let's just get some, just get a little bit of it tacked in, and then we'll adjust it, and just for anesthetics. All right, let's get some heat going on there. Fan, honey. Fan, please. I might actually, I think I'm going to switch to a little bit bigger wire here. A huge pad and a huge spade. Oh, it is a lot like welding. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I don't know if I actually got on the spade or not. A little bit. All right, got a little bit on the spade. Definitely gonna, I just want to get him adjusted. I think I got enough on there to adjust. Oh, I think that's it right there. Just a little bit more. Yeah, I know I'm really particular. I am super particular. I want it to be nice and level. The other one was like way off. The other one was way off. There we go. Okay. We're going with that. Just make sure. Maybe you guys can see it better. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get some heat in here with the big wire and see what we can do. I actually think I'm going to get, I don't want to heat it too much, but anyway, to kind of get. Oh, come on, baby. Sorry if you can't see, but I gotta be able to see. It's getting kind of dark in here. Let's see. There we go. Fan, honey, please. Thank you. Keep me healthy. Yeah, it's taking a lot of heat. Yeah, I know, just kind of, I know it looks like a shotgun, but I'm just going to make sure it's soldered in really good. This is for your main 5-volt. the little ears on the side. Okay. Okay. Tell you what, just because I'm seeing some weirdness here, and I want to see, I am gonna put some flux just on that joint. See if I can't get them to make up better. If not, oh well, didn't hurt. Probably be about the same. Let's see if I can get in here and make this horrible weld. There we go. Okay. Get the back side. Just using that straight tip, keeping that heat on both parts. And I think she did it. Okay. I like it. Good deal. Okay. Yeah, the flux really, it really did. I didn't see it do a whole lot. Get the heat on that pin. Okay. All right, let me take a look at that. Yep. This needs, there we go, perfect. Yep, just making sure I've got a good fillet on that. That looks like a nice little TIG weld. I'll take that. Looks nice. Okay, I think this one's good. Just want to make sure I got my fillet on those spades. This takes a lot of heat. Perfect. I got plenty of solder in there. That's great. Okay. Good deal. Yep, she's not going anywhere. Just want to make sure my little gun here gets nice. Yeah, these are pretty important. They're gonna take a lot of AC. I need to like get off of it, I think. All right. Okay. So I know it's probably hot as blazes now, but I do want to add just a little bit right there, I think. Might have had him just a little. There we know it's hot as blazes, but let's take it to resistance. Let's check up to the spade. It's hot. I don't think it's going to give a good reading right now. Yeah, it's hot. It ain't going to... It's hot. It's not going to give a good reading. You have to wait till it cools down and measure it. And, yeah, just want to measure from the pad to the spade. Yeah, we're going to have to let it cool down. That's a bit, for me, I think that's a bit high. Yeah, maybe my solder's not on there as good as I think. Being this close, I would, well, plus we are measuring into that rectifier, so 0.6. Yeah, we might be measuring, yeah, we might be measuring some junctions in that diode, or in that bridge rectifier, which are made of diodes, kind of. All right, that's not awful. Now I'm thinking about it. Should be, okay, good deal. I'll check those again. They're definitely, well, they're definitely soldered good. They're definitely soldered good. Let me see if I can see what's going on the other side. Okay, you know what? I think I just learned a lesson on here, because those rectifier bridges do have, well, it was different from this one. It's the one that come out. These had just a flat blade. The new style has another hole there. And I think if you line those holes up in the through hole, it will give you like really good through hole solder. Yeah, so just look at as you're setting your pins. I can see we got a little bit. We definitely got a little bit of part side solder, so I like it. I think we're going to call that good. Okay, so we have, man, I think we're getting, I think that's about it. I need a capacitor. Let's go ahead and pause there. We'll come back and put the heat sinks on. Okay, hey guys, we're back. So I got that capacitor in. I did have one of those 330 microfarad 16 volt caps, so I went ahead and put it in and I got started on the header pins. So that's where you are. You didn't miss a whole lot. But we're about ready to get started here. And I did go ahead and flux it up. I did flux up the header pins. I'll make sure I get a really good connection on these guys. Let's just go ahead and get them all tacked in. See how much heat they're going to require. I might have to go with my bigger wire. Yep, let me go with my 0.8. Okay. Get in here so you guys can watch when I do. So yeah, like, just gonna get some heat going on that. Tack it in. Go with the solder render. There we go. There we go. Looks great. Okay, so that one, just just look and make sure we're flat. I'm just going to get these all tacked in for now. Yeah, it's going to take just a little extra time. Get that solder to render in. There it goes. She's going. There she goes. Okay. A hotter gun would make quicker work of it, but not really in it for speed, more for quality. Yeah, very important pin. All of those or these header pins, are all very important. Well, that whole circuit that we've been working on like depends on nice low resistant paths everywhere. So we will make sure we get good solder on these new header pins. Yeah, they were not easy to fit, to be honest. And clean out a couple holes I thought were clean, but they have to be very clean. Yeah, this whole ground rail here is going to be just, it's going to take a lot of heat. I'm going to put some more flux on that. You can tell right now it's dry. I think it'll help. I got the rest of them. Okay. Yeah, that helped. Come on, render in there, baby. Yeah, they're probably going to have... Now these are all tied together. Well, get some heat in. They're doing their thing. Yep, good. Get them all kind of uniform here. There we go. Nice flow. Okay. So let's go back here. Let's see. Just kind of jump around here. I do try to distribute my heat when I'm soldering. I like it all, but yeah. I think if they're tied together here, we'll just go ahead and get them two at a time. Let's get these two singles. Okay, kind of pushing it to the max there a little bit, but that's okay. And I'm about to put some flux on there. Still a little, some black shit that was in there still that didn't quite come out in the washing. Okay. Yeah, those are great. Guy. Let's get him done. Hopefully you guys can see okay. Can you see okay, guys? All right. I'm getting a nod from my director. Good deal. Yeah, I don't care if they're nice, bigger than factory fillet. That's what we want. Got some pretty decent solder, pretty decent heat. So yeah, usually I stagger around, but I'm kind of letting that thermal heat help me out, because it does take a lot for a little gun to get all the, there we go. Now this is one big rail here, so this is kind of going to be, once we get some heat in it, it'll be okay. Yeah, I think we got some heat in it. Okay, let's just go through. Ooh, it's creaking. Should be plenty of heat in it now, or at least getting there. Man, she's cold. These are grounds These are all ground pins, so very important, not fairly, very important to have good contact here. Wait. Okay. Okay, let's get back over here to the other side now. I like it. Nice bridge there. Okay. Let me check those out. Let me see what I think here. Man, those look killer. Heavy duty. They're all uniform. They're all the same. Yeah, those look great. Those look fantastic. Okay. Those are header pins. Okay. So, only thing left to do now, we got the one capacitor we're going to have to order and wait for. It kind of sucks, but only thing now is to put on the heat sink. So let's do the small heat sink here. I've got a replacement MJ 1032. No, I'm wrong. Hang on. It's a 3055 NPN transistor. So I've got the replacement here. Just kind of want to make sure. That my holes are good. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're gonna. What's going on here? I don't think anything. Okay, so we're gonna need a couple things here. But first off, we can get that heat sink bolted back in, and this guy. Well, oh, okay, I remember. He had the nylon bushings. That was just kind of weird. So he's got 2 nylon bushings. And I'm sorry, like, if I was home, I would clean all of this hardware perfect. But the best I can do at the moment is wire brush. We may have to break. Let's take a break here. I think we're going to finish up the assembly of this power supply. So I've got the heat sinks all cleaned up, ready to put on. And I'm sorry, if I was back home at my normal location, I would wire wheel all the hardware. But the best I can do here, I have a wire brush working in Small Village, Thailand. So, got the hardware somewhere cleaned up, got the heat sinks ready to go on. So let's go ahead and get this thing together. So let's get, first thing we're going to do with this 12 volt regulator and heat sink. So we're going to go ahead and just get him. Oh, yeah, I was watching just random YouTube stuff. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so yep, just going to put it back the way we found it. A couple star washers here. Oh, hang on, Slick. Missing the point. You got to get the, you got to put the transistor on. Okay, guys, so I've been thinking about the transistor situation and the thermal paste. And I got the new, I don't know if it's new, it's definitely not mica, but it's a silicone gasket that is supposed to transfer the heat. Since this is going to be my personal one, I decided not to use thermal paste. I was going to put thermal paste in this, but I think I'm just going to run the gasket, and since it's mine, I'll monitor it and see how hot we're getting. So I guess before I get that on there, let's go ahead and get our new get our new 2N 3055 NPN transistor on here. Get those legs straightened up a little. Okay. I gotta get them all the right way. Okay, I think I'm just gonna put gas. No, that don't make any sense. It don't matter. It don't matter. Okay, so let's get them all the right way. Okay, get this transistor set in there. Get it. Socket holes. Yeah, you can. It's pretty much idiot-proof as far as which way it has to go. What's the deal? I just fit it. There we go. There we go. Cool. Now we can bolt him back in and solder him from the back. Okay. It was this one and this one. No, not that one. This one maybe. Yes. Okay. Get him started. Remember taking him out and how bad it was seized in there? Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore. Run him down. Okay. Actually, I don't think he's the right size, but enough to run him down. Okay, good deal. Almost done, almost there. So yeah, just a few hours of work to do this whole power supply, and that was like kind of going over above and beyond with the continuity checks, which I think was pretty sweet. So let's go ahead and torque these. So the back's already got like a star kind of washer, like molded right into the PCB. Yeah, if I was home, man, all that hardware would be super clean. So let's go ahead, let's line up the second heat sink. So I cleaned it up, same deal. I soldered on my socket because I realized the one transistor pins will indeed fit in this guy. So we're gonna go ahead, let's just get him started. Actually, I have to kind of do the same thing. So, where is there's my socket. Okay. Make sure I get the right orientation. Can only go into one way, but I like a USB cable. I'll jack it up. All right. So he's going to go in this way. If I can get him started. Boom, there you go. All right. I didn't put the gasket in. Pull him back out. Put the gasket in. All right, gotta get in here. All right, let's get the gasket on him. Same deal. So I do have some thermal measuring stuff. So we'll just keep an eye on him, and without the compound, I'm curious. Okay, so now we can make our connection. Our connection is made. All right. I think that socket's good to go. There we go. Okay. Lined up the right way. Emitter. emitter that will go out to the 5-volt collector. There's our collector, and emitter. Okay, I can deal with that. All right, so let's get this hardware in. Okay. Oh, that's right. These guys are going to thread. That's right. These guys are going to thread into the socket. Good deal. Okay. Okay. Snug those down. Just run those down. Start getting those snugged up. Hopefully, yeah, the heads are a lot better actually since I cleaned them up. There's a lot of corrosion. Let's get him in. It's going to be hard to get a good torque. To be very careful. I don't want to over tighten it and okay, let's just leave it like that until we get our hardware in. Okay, so let's get our hardware in. Okay, I think we have everything that we took out. Yes. Started. Yeah, not too bad. It don't take a lot of time if you're organized. You know, the guys out there probably can do it much faster, but I like the quality. I like to make sure everything is copacetic. Still have some ICs to test, these voltage regulators. I was thinking about that. I think these guys had washers. And I was preaching on the first video, I'm like, don't lose your parts. And I think there was star washers for these. Maybe not. I think maybe the washers were for here. Okay. Okay, let's get the other. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. Really just getting hardware restarted again. I'll tighten this stuff down in a second. Yeah. Okay, one more. Yeah, so stand by. We're gonna, when I get my transformer back, we'll go ahead and power this thing up, and we'll look at the circuitry. We'll look at the circuitry a little bit more, definitely more, when we get it powered up. We'll go through the circuitry like we did on the continuity testing, but with voltage, and we'll follow the voltage through. You know, I'm just assuming that it's going to work good, but you never know. Something might fail that I didn't anticipate. That's fine. And we'll deal with it then. Wow, check it out, man. She came together. And actually, I made a mistake here. There's one. Okay. Star washer that actually goes over here. So we're going to put him back. We're going to put him back where he goes. Then I think that'll be about it for this video. Wish I had the other capacitor, but whatever. I'll get the other capacitor coming, put him in. Then when the transformer comes, we'll go ahead and check out the transformer. Yeah, we'll check out the transformer, power this guy on, and then hopefully we have rock solid. Hopefully we have rock solid voltage regulation. Because I want to move on to those Williams boards, and I want to be able to power off of this thing. So I've been thinking about the transformer deal. I just kind of going to save it for the transformer video. But coming up, since I'm in Thailand, the AC power, residential is 220. And I think I'm going to buy a step-down converter and run that transformer at 110 like we would in the States. I mean, I maybe somebody here would take them, but I'm just going to set them up for 110, I think. Just have them ready to go like that. All right, header pins look good. Everything looks good on this guy. I'm pretty happy. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But I think this is pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. Power supplies in. Let's torque this transistor here. Yeah, I hope not having, yeah, the heads are so bad on them. I gotta make sure you got a good bite. The number 2 almost does it. All right. Okay. That will work. That's it. Kind of looking over it. We can get our fuses in. I think these are all the same slow burn fuses. 7 amp, 7 amp. Nope. We have 4 amp. Nope, we got to be careful. And 1 amp. So let's see what we have. Okay, fuse block 1 and 2 gets 7 amp. And this guy is a 7 amp. So fuse block 1 and 2 are here, because these are our 5 volts coming in. Okay, 7 amp. And I think this guy is, spin it around. Seven amp. So fuse blocks 1 and 2. This is for the 10.7 volt AC coming in. Okay, fuse blocks 3 is going to be 4 amp slow burn. There's a 5. I don't think. Oh, 5. It's fuse box 5. All right, let's just put him in. Fuse. There's 5. This guy is, I think this one looks blowed. There's a blowed fuse here. This guy is no good. So where, I thought I took, oh, wait, put one here. Yeah, one of those guys is blowed. I did not notice that. All right. I was testing my other fuse block I bought for the power supply assembly. Okay. Let's see what. Oh, right here in front of me. 4 amp. So fuse block 3. 1, 2, 3. And this guy is blowed. 4. F4 is blowed. And I bet he's a 1 amp. Maybe. Yep, 1 amp. I'm pretty sure he's blowed. Yep. Let's just see if I'm crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. Dun, 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 dun. Nope, not crazy. No good. Oh, stupid. My meter doing that thing again. Yep. Oh, do I have two blowed ones? Oh, I have two blowed ones, folks. Let's see. I don't have my fancy tool up here at the moment. Yeah, get under the middle and just pop him out. No big deal. Yeah, by golly, he's blowed too. Yeah, the guy, the owner, said it would not hold 5 volts. So this is for the 9.1 volt AC and your 6 volts AC out and your -12 or your -5 circuit. So I don't know what's going on with -5. Both fuses are blowed. Okay, guys, I think that's about it. I don't think I'm going to talk too much longer. We have everything in. The back looks great. Probably just going to clean it up because I did end up using flux. Going to probably clean up my work. Just double check my. Oh no, we're not done, you guys. Jeez, trying to get in a hurry. We have this transistor. We got a transistor to solder in yet. So I think I'm going to use 0.8 wire on this. Yeah, bench is kind of getting all crazy. That's okay. Alright. Let's see it rendering. Come in on top of the wire. Add. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, come in here. Let him render down. Still kind of cold. There it goes. There it goes. Get nice and warm. I think I'm going to hit him again. Just a little bit. There we go. Same deal here. Let's shake him in a little. Let's add a little bit more. There we go. Okay, that transistor's in. Let's see what it looks like. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I might hit the one again. Let me hit the emitter side again. This emitter's really high traffic. High traffic. I want to get some on this side. There we go. There we go. Okay, I think that is better. Yep, totally better. Totally better. Looks like a nice little pig weld around. Okay, guys, I don't know if you want to zoom in and kind of get the back. Yeah, header pins look great. Yeah, I don't know, I just sit it there if you want to zoom in. To show the header pins, got one capacitor to add in right there. Solder mask, got all the ground rails kind of all patched up. All the solder's going good. Off camera, I'll probably go through this one more time and double check continuity on at least some of the main circuits. See how. And then this side, I need some fuses. I'll go ahead and order the fuses and the capacitor probably at the same place. And I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so hey, that's I'll probably end this series here of putting it back together. So we'll start a new one. We'll start a new series when we get the transformer. So we'll do the transformer test and input-output tests of this. And then that will be the power supply saga finished. Then we'll move on to the boards. Okay, thanks for watching. My God, if you made it this far in the video, thank you. I hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Thank you.